I think there was some on the subgroup information. Basically, I think I forgot to put the link. So make sure that you are into the right group. Right, so all of you make sure that you are in the right group so you can see onto the Excel sheet. Already, I think some of you have already joined, and those who are not joined, so please do it by today, so that on this Thursday, so the two TAs will be conducting the class. So you will be probably your own subgroup. So they're going to start the channel. So you don't need to come into the main channel, this one. So you will be going to your respective subgroups, and then you are going to have the class on that day. So problems will be, they will be, I think, sharing the problems also with you. I think by tomorrow it will be, I think by tomorrow they should be able to circulate the problems, and then you're going to discuss on those problems the next Thursday. Next Thursday in the same, this Thursday, sorry, not Thursday, I mean this Thursday. Right. So other than this, these also, I will also pass this set of problems, whatever I have given to you, like on this to them, and so that this Thursday we can discuss in more detail. So regarding this, just hold on. Right, we might have done for this. I think I left on this simple diode circuit. So if we now, if it is 20 volts, so it's a 20 volt, this will be forward bias, but this is an opposite direction, so it's a reverse bias. So if you like to calculate what is the voltage or what's the output voltage, I think this might be doable. And the VD1, VD2 means the voltage across the diode, this and this one, and output voltage. If you want to calculate the voltage across the resistor as well. So if you make a small change into, let's say, this circuit, uh, let's say we have a let's say this is connected to -5 volt, and let's say R2, and we want to calculate, let's say, V0 here, let's say R1, and this is a silicon diode, and this is around 10 volt battery. Right, so calculate, let's say this value of R1 is 4.7 kilo ohm, and this is take a 2.2 kilo ohm. So what you need to calculate, let's see, find it out the current that's flowing to the circuit, of course, and then other than the current, what's the voltage drop across R1, voltage drop across R2, right? And find out the output voltage V0, and find out the output V0.
Sir, you are muted.
Okay. I hope now it's fine. So this is 10 volt, and this is 4.7 kilo ohm, and since it's in a diode, so one more important point here before, let's say, since it is nothing is mentioned, we have not given kind of like a forward resistance. Sometimes this forward resistance also we call it a diffusion cap, and diffusion also, right? Diffusion resistance also. So that RF value. So it means I can make use of simplified model. So simplified model means, since it's a silicon, it's mentioned as silicon diode, is not an ideal. So in simplified version, we can take this in the we can replace this within a battery which have a voltage drop V gamma, right? And then we have this battery of -5 volt connected, and then what you need to calculate, we need to find out the output V naught. So this is R2. So I think it's possible. So you make a one loop here and another loop here. So it can be calculated. So I think it might be, if we take this in this direction, so it's a 10 volt, and for this is the 10 minus, let's say I is the current which is flowing into 4.7, and then you have a plus minus V gamma, the voltage drop, and that is a minus of I into R2. R2 is your 2.2, and then is plus 5 equals to 0. So you can find out the current from here, and once you know this current, you take it, we can take an output loop, so which is in this case. So it's possible to find out the V naught in this is a simple circuit. And if we have one more like circuit, which is the diodes are in parallel configuration. So series I mentioned. So depending on, so please make sure that suppose that multiple batteries, which, or let's say multiple DC sources are available, are present into a circuit. In that case, you need to see the condition of a diode which is pressurizing, right? So if one battery is higher voltage, maybe but making forward bias, so that makes that to be in forward, that means diode is conducting. So another example that we can have a look onto the diode is the spiral. So that means there can be a different combination. It can be, one is like this, another can be a reverse. So we need to find out, let's say V naught output, and let's say this is silicon diode, and connected a battery of 10 volt, and this is 0. Let's say 33 kilo ohm, some value of resistance. Right, so the current you can find out. So current which is going into, let's say ID1, since the diode 1, and this is diode 2, let's say. And depending on to the, if it is given, let's say both the diodes are identical in nature, so then in that case the current that is going to flow, let's say, is going to same. If they're different, then a different, of course. So we can find it out, basically assume that diodes has similar characteristics. So total current I, which is from here, I will be simply ID1 plus ID2, and then ID1 and ID2 will be the same. So we can find out, simply you need to find out I, which is possibly we can calculate very easily from this loop here. I would be simply a 10 volt minus 0.7, which is the voltage drop across this diode, because in a forward bias is a plus terminal forward bias, divided by R is 0.33. So is a kilo ohm, so it's whatever the value is comes into the milliampere, right? And then we can find out ID1 and ID2 is simply is I by 2. So that's, we can do it. Now it can be a, let's say one diode is like this way, and another diode will be a, let's say this is a, another combination might be possible. I taken like this, diode D1, D2, and it's R. Let's say 10 volt, so need to find out V naught. We can try out, or you can change the battery position. So that's kind of like a multiple circuits we can do it. Please remember it. So whenever the diode is, I think as I mentioned to you before also, while doing it, where it is an example, yeah, on, let's say when the diode is an off, right? So what is the voltage that appears across the diode would be simply what is the voltage that is applied, which is coming. So this is, so when we I'll explain you about input output characteristics. So input output characteristics means of a diode, that's you are measuring, you're just plotting the output as a function of the input. So this means this, on, let's say on the x-axis you have the V in, and it's on the V output on the y-axis. and let's say I have connected very simple. So instead of measuring the output across the resistor, we are measuring the output across the diode. See, connected the V in. So V in, and let's say V input voltage R, and this is a diode D. Right. So when it is a, let's say, plus minus. So what you will see that when the input voltage V in is less than 0, whenever it is less than 0 or less than V gamma, if we take as an a silicon diode, when it is a, let's say, V input is less than V gamma, diode is off, right? Diode is off, it doesn't conduct, so diode is off, so it's an act as an open circuit. So the output, when we have put up a probe here, let's say when I put a probe on this side, so the voltage would be your simply V out would be your as an a V in. So the V out would be your simply whatever the as an a V in. So if I put a probe here, let's say if I put a probe here, and voltage is less than V gamma, so the diode is off, so the output voltage V out is simply a V in, right? So output voltage will be, let's say, so considering this situation, right, for the ideal, and as soon as your V out, or sorry, V input voltage, as soon as V in is greater than 0 for ideal diode, for case of ideal, as soon as or V in is greater than V gamma, let's say for the practical diode, for case of the practical diode, right, in that case your V output voltage, because the voltage drop that will be across the diode will be simply your V gamma. So it would be simply your, it will be the state of the V gamma for case of practical diode, but for case of ideal diode it will be simply a 0, because there is a no voltage drop, is short circuit, right? Diode is on, but diode is on. So this means, so this is for, let's say I'm putting the green one is for when V gamma is 0, that means your ideal diode, and let's say the for case of the practical diode, since V gamma, so 0.7, so it means somewhere here 0.7, so this curve goes, and then what you get is a V gamma is 0.7 volt or 0.6 volt, somewhere it is mentioned 0.6, 0.65 or 0.7, so I've taken just 0.7 number as a standard right now. So this is so the characteristics which we plot here, our input is on the x-axis and the y-axis you get the output, so this we call as an input output characteristics. So it means this is a we are measuring across the diode. So please remember it, whenever we put up, let's say put a probe of let's say now you're measuring an oscilloscope, we put a probe across a diode, so whatever the voltage it will coming, it will be, let's say you're measuring output across a diode. So it's become very much important how at you're measuring whether across a resistor, whether you're measuring across a diode, right? So whenever you make a, let's say output measuring across a resistor, so you simply uh, doing something like this exercise, let's say here, like something like onto this one, and when you look into the, let's say we're going for the rectification, so you always measure across a load means you have across some resistor value, some have resistance. So let's say if we have if let's say since it's given you just an V in, so if we have a sinusoidal input signal here, if I give a sinusoidal input signal, and if I ask you to let's say plot the input and output characteristics, what's going to happen? If I ask you to plot the input output characteristics, let's say across, if you're measuring the output across a diode, what's going to happen in this case? Can someone try out? This is T and this is, let's say, voltage V. So this is the input, and you can see as soon as this is a time varying voltage, so it means I can just consider this as a kind of like a voltage whose amplitude or the value is changing as we with the time. So as soon as it become V in input voltage become 0.7, the diode conducts is become forward bias because P is connected is plus terminal, is a plus and this minus. So what you see here, that you get it, and then the output, since you are measuring output across the diode, so like this, and then as we go for the negative cycle, as we for the negative cycle to the time, so it's become reverse bias, diode is off, and it follows the output will simply V out as in V in, and then so this is a kind of like a output across a diode. As you, if you look into for the sinusoidal input signal, right? So this is, if I change the diode position, let's say if we reverse the diode, what's going to happen for positive cycle? Can you plot it? And let's say if you had just reverse the diode position, now the circuit is something like this, let's say, and you want to plot it on this, say. So what's you can see for the positive cycle, this diode is in reverse bias. So diode is a reverse bias means what you get? Can somebody get an idea? It's off, right? It will be off simply. So output would be simply as an input. So that's you're going to get this positive cycle curve up, and then as soon as it's a diode is a it goes into the forward bias condition, that's become negative terminal, you get an output. So in this case, you are having an if this is a input, let's say, so output you get, and then sorry, you get like this curve, right? So this will be the and this is at, so it will be clipped at around 0.7. So whenever we, let's say we want to create certain kind of like a clipped portion of the wave, it's possible to use it. You have to just probably the measurement, or you want to measure the output across a particular component, let's say it might be diode. So diode, when we use it for the clipper, so we can clip certain portion of the wave, so it can be used on a clipper. I think this is going to more detail into the when we go into the after rectification, discuss in more detail onto the clipper and clamper. I did just give an idea of input output, how does output across a diode looks like. So the most important component on, or let's say the one of the biggest application of the this electronic diode is has been into case of the rectification, right? So I'll just show you. Let me try out. Hopefully. Okay, just hold on. Let me unmute you guys. So just hold on. Because in the chat box, I don't see chat box. But let's hold on. Yes, you can. You can unmute yourself. Akshay, you have what's mean half cycle means like. Okay, so are you able to let me show you? This is one kind of like a. I'll try to focus if it is. Right. So this is an up a kind of like I opened a power supply from a mobile charger. So when you open it, a power supply from a mobile charger, right? So what you see, there's a this is a small step down. This is a step down transformer on this side, and what you see, there's a 4 diodes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm not sure whether it is really visible that you can mark. You can see the a silver marking on this. Is it possible to see? I'm not sure, but resolution may not be that good. Okay, focusing is an issue. Are you able to see? No. Okay, so this is the focusing might be. So what you see on the 4 diodes which are being used, and is a step transformer. Then you have the capacitor, of course, resistor, and then here the regulation is basically is by the, not the Zener diode is not in this in power supply. So it's and some other, and the transistor component also, you can see a transistor component, right? So you can see some IC onto the some connections onto the on the other side onto this. So there's a regulation is not by the by this Zener diode here, but it is basically, I think, IC based, and since now kind of like an example of switching power supply, because can be used, because whenever you go to, let's say, traveling the train, right, you don't have it's a DC source. It is all DC source, so it convert into AC, then convert back into the DC. That's the way your mobile is, let's say, all the devices you're getting charged. So what I mean is, so the component, the basic block that will start, let's say, input, which is, let's say, you're connecting to the power supply, which is, let's say, 220 volt, 220 volt, 50 hertz, right? And now you want to convert into the, let's say, create a 10 volt source, right? You want to create 10 volt or 5 volt source. So basically 10 volt source if you want to create it. So how do we create? So first we step down by using a step down transformer here, and then there is enough 4 diodes. So there has been reason to use it this kind of like configuration. I think that will be clear as we progress further. So basically this is arrangement is in terms of bridge rectifier is a kind of arrangement, bridge rectification arrangement for the 4 diodes. And then after the so the first block is basically power supply, and then you have a transformer, step down transformer. Then you have the rectifier block, and then after the rectifier block, this is now the capacitor. There's a low pass filter because we want to let's say allow only low frequency, is because the target is that you want to create a DC, perfect DC, but it is not that you always get a DC. So some ripples are there, and those, so you want to create it that all the high frequency component to be removed, so that you get an nearly DC with the certain ripples are there, of course. And then once that's with the filter circuit, and after the filter circuit is a regulator. So regulator means is going to be your like say into the lab. What we're going to do it is basically Zener diode and Zener diode based regulation and IC regulation. We do it basically both. So Zener, some maybe some old power supply you may get a Zener diode might be there, and some of the, all the other one is IC. The integrated circuit based regulations are there. So you create regulator means kind of like a, because we know, as I mentioned to you in the Zener diode characteristics onto the reverse bias, that as you keep on changing the voltage negative, once you go to the breakdown region, you can see the large amount of current, but it remain the almost voltage. If you small change in voltage, you can change the change in current, or the, let's say, in value is a lot. So it means something like an example I was giving to you. Let's say you're changing the speaker volume, right? It's because of, let's say you're in a car which takes the draw the power from the battery, right? And you're changing the, let's say, volume of a speaker going from low to high. You're changing the different amount of the current into the circuit. So that's but delta V is very less, right? So fluctuation is less. So that's a part of kind of making you kind of provide you a constant voltage power supply. So that's a different kind of like a blocks give you provides it makes a kind of like a rectifier, or AC to DC. How do we convert AC to DC? So basically, just hold on. So you get a step down transformer, and then we have rectification circuit, and then after that's a filter. Basically it's a low pass filter, and then after this is a voltage regulator, and then what you get it is, let's say this is your load, or whatever the device you connected onto the load, means your, let's say this is, you got a power supply. So you have the AC, let's say, which is 220 volt, right? 220 volt peak to peak within a 50 hertz in signal, and then you get a step down transformer. So whatever the values you get it at this point is all is in a RMS, because you're an AC source. So it's in a if this is a, you get an, say this is values will be in RMS voltages, and that goes to rectifier. So rectification, now we have the three different kind of like that we are going to study, three different let's say possibilities. One is half wave, but for this making AC/DC we use only the full wave, that's in half wave, and then it's in a full wave. I should not use this one, then I will make it in these two, divide two, and this full wave one combination is a bridge, and that one is a center taped. So center taped mix of two diodes, and that makes of the make use of the four diodes, and this is using a one diode, single diode, right? So the for all different possibility that we are going to study, we are going to learn about on half wave and then full wave under the bridge, and then why we go for the four diode combination, why, what's the issues with the center taped, what are the disadvantages, why we go for the bridge rectification with using a four diodes, and then after that the low pass filter. So basically at here you get an of course an AC, but it is with the reduced amplitude, because you're going to step down transformer. And if you're using, let's say I'm giving an example of, let's say having full wave rectification, so output at after this you get this kind of like an output for ideal case. This is if the diodes are the ideal, you get it like this. And after the rectification you get a like this kind of like a characteristics, and the voltage regulation is simply this is the same, but it is I would say nearly DC, but having a voltage regulation. So you get it like this, the different stages you get in a different kind of like a different waveforms. So we look into the, let's say I'll go without, let's say first explaining about the half wave. Okay, one I'm just dividing in these two because let's say you have the one is it is a step down transformer, and this is the diode, and let's see, have the so please see now on this. So what you see, the output we are now taking across the register, right? And what we I shown you in the previous one, the output was across the diode. We are measuring output across the diode, so we are getting this kind of like characteristics. Now we are just taking output across the register. So let's say, in case of, let's say if I consider this diode as an ideal, if that is considered as, let's say, an ideal, let's say this is a input, this is input 0, voltage, and the time on this side, so 0, this is t by 2, and let's say this is t, and then okay, so it has an its maximum voltage, peak voltage, or peak to peak, it is a, let's say, input voltage Vm, right? So we can see that diode is going to forward bias. Diode is a forward bias during the, if diode is ideal, then as soon as you apply a voltage, as soon as you apply a voltage, there will be an output. Since it's an ideal diode, there is no voltage drop across the diode, so the voltage across resistor simply would be your, the current that's flowing into circuit, I into R, that will be output voltage. So it will follow the same as an input in this case, right? Because as soon as you apply the voltage, whether it's a 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.4, 1, 2, 3, it reaches to Vm. So its output would be your, so output would be your same, right? Since you are measuring across the resistor. Now as for the negative cycle, for the negative half cycle, let's go for negative half cycle. So let's say diode is on here, D is on, diode is on. As for the negative cycle, this is off, and this behave as an open circuit. It behaves as an open circuit, so it means there is a current which is I is 0. So the voltage across the resistor, since you are measuring across the resistor, it's simply a 0. So you get it kind of this. So positive cycle, sorry, it should be so like this. So diode is on. But on the same hand, okay, if I, let's say, if we measure, let's say, across the diode, if I measure across the diode voltage, now if I, let's say, in this case, let's say you put up a probe here, let's say you put up a probe here and measure the voltage across the diode. Now what you get the output, since the diode is conducting, if it is ideal, diode is conducting, so it's what's the output? There is no, it's a short circuit. If it is ideal, zero, right? So you get it. So it means if I just make a plot here, so it will be 0. And as soon as I go for the negative cycle, so negative cycle, diode is off. So the all the voltage which is, it will appear across this terminal. So the voltage across the diode would be your, right? So this will be a voltage. This is a voltage across the diode, and this is a voltage across the resistor. The blue one, the blue line one, is output voltage across load resistor, right? So there's a blue one here. So now in case of, let's say if I consider, let's say this is not, is a practical diode. If it is a practical diode, in that case, okay, so I think I should make use on this side. I'll transform, I will do it on the next slide maybe. I just make a one cycle so that for better representation. So you can 0 T by 2 T and the voltage. So this, let's say this is input. And now you take in a practical diode. When you take in a practical diode, so what with an output for the practical diode? So now when I consider practical diode, so this is for, let's say, practical case of practical diode means the diode is silicon. So it means, and assuming a simplified model, and assumption is that we assume the simplified model of a diode. So that means V gamma is 0.7. If I take a voltage drop, so I just replace for the positive cycle, it would be your V in, V gamma, and this R. So for when the diode is on, so it means diode is on. So please see this. So it will be your okay. So V gamma, you can draw the line. So diode is not going to start from here actually. So diode going to start from this line where it intersect. So okay, so it's going to start because this is going to be your 0 to T1. Let's say T1. So this is the duration. 0 to T1 is the duration where the V input is less than V gamma, and so diode is off. Diode is off. But as soon as V input voltage become greater than V gamma, diode conducts, and then you get enough. So I'm just making a starting from here and reaches to the point, and so and reaches on this. So this is another point here. Let's say T2. So the output voltage your now is the voltage drop. If Vm is the maximum voltage amplitude onto the input, and V gamma is the voltage drop, so this would be your Vm minus V gamma is the peak output voltage. So this is a peak output voltage. So this is a peak output voltage, right? Of course, because that's a different point. So what you get an output characteristics, you get an output characteristics of the signal is like this for the positive cycle, right? And the for negative cycle is it won't be. So what you get as now output for this, you get only one cycle, right? Now case of for step down transformer, I think I'll just give you, and then we just consider since the step down transformer. So let's say okay, so you can plot the characteristics of the diode also. If you want to plot the diode characteristics, I think it's possible for you. So you have to just shift this curve. On the left hand side, it will shift by V gamma. So it will simply shift by V gamma, and then it will follow the same like this, but for it will be shifted by V gamma only. So this for the practical diode. Right, so any questions? Okay, so case of let's say we assume NP, let's say number of windings, primary windings, and S is the number of secondary windings. So what we can write down, if you want to find out secondary voltage, so VP, let's say the voltage, that's a primary, and then we need to find out, let's say, voltage secondary. So the VS, it would be simply your NS over NP, and then VP. And this voltage, what I mean to say here, what you're measuring here, the voltage at this point is an RMS value. This voltage, whatever the VS is coming up, it will be simply in RMS, right? So VS, if you want to calculate, simply it would be your VS RMS value multiplied by square root of 2. That would give the voltage, let's say, so I would say DC, but not, I won't say the DC, but it's not. So you can find out this voltage at this level Vs simply multiplied by root 2. So we can calculate, let's say, if Vp maximum voltage, if your, let's say, Vp max is, let's say, 230 volt, and NP is equals to, let's say, 10 of ratio, turns ratio is at 10 NS, then we can find out Vs max voltage. Vs max we can calculate. right? It will be simply 23. So right, so that's only one difference. It will be with using the step down transformers. We when we make let's say finding out the voltage level. So I think I will so probably I think I should be able to save the recording by tomorrow, day after tomorrow. The actual what we do the experiment, I think that will also be clear to you. I'll just show you the measured value across these terminals. What is the value we get it, right? And so that it will be, I think, much clearer. So we'll take to the lab. So any questions do you have? Then I think I'll make a stop here for today, and then we'll continue tomorrow. So circuit remain the same. The only the voltage level values. So I just given a simple value, some this example. But as you go for that with the transformer, only the voltage levels going to different, but the output you see get the same, a similar kind of like output will be visible. Right, so then probably on Wednesday we'll continue with the full wave and then low pass filter. That's two plus regulator. So I think we'll be able to wind up next this coming Wednesday. We'll be able to finish this rectification part, in the sense till the filter part, and we'll do some numerical exercise on this, and we'll continue with some numerical exercise on the Thursday as well. So any questions? Any other questions? If we have some kind of unused, let's say power supply, let's say maybe we can if there's not kind of unused miller which is not being used, let's say in your mobile charger, or let's say you can open it power supply and see open the circuit and have a look. Actually, that will be good. You can just open it like I showed you. This is one of the mobile power supply I've shown you from the mobile charger, so you can open it also and have a look onto the components. Any questions? Yeah. Yes.